Hello, you're watching Campus France Live. Thanks a lot to be there with us. Today we're going to talk about higher education in France and to discover a new program of EM Lyon Business School, the MSc International Marketing and Business Development. To talk about the program, I'm very pleased to welcome Marie-Christine COLLIERE. Hello.
Hello.
You're the program director. We're also with Marianna DIMITRIADOU. Hello.
Hi.
Student ambassador and student of the program. And we are with Kirill YUSUPOV. Hello.
Hi.
Student and student ambassador. You can ask all the questions that you have about this MSc. But first of all, Marie-Christine, can you introduce the MSc in a few words?
So, yes, with pleasure. This MSc is specialized in international marketing and business development. We developed this MSc because there are a lot of companies worldwide looking for talents to enforce their development strategies. And there is a lack of international business developers. And as EM Lyon is specialized in marketing and sales management, then they decided to create this MSc, and it's very successful right now. And because we have a lot of companies coming to us and willing to employ our students, and the students seem to have a great life with us at EM Lyon, and they enjoy the program, they enjoy their lives over there.
The idea with this program is to help them to develop skills, to develop the companies in an international perspective. You're in company in, I don't know, in Germany, and you want to enter the Asian market. You will have, thanks to the MSc, the tools to develop these markets.
Yes, they acquire academic background, and so they improve their knowledge, their competencies, also through a lot of operationals and experiential works. It's a lot about knowledge, but it's a lot of soft skills. It's a lot about experiential work. And so they are working for companies, and they are going abroad. They have an international seminar in, it's in Sweden, and they are going to have tuitions and also companies projects in Vietnam. For their study trip at the end of the first year.
And we're going to talk more in details about the program and the practical way of learning. But maybe, Marianna, you can tell us a few words about you. What did you do before joining EM Lyon Business School?
Perfect. Okay, so my name is Marianna, as you already know. I'm 24 years old. I am from Greece. I've studied in my bachelor degree. I didn't have anything to do with business. I studied international relations and European studies. And afterwards, I worked a bit, 1.5 years in Wolt. It's a WOLT. It's a delivery company. It actually specialized in delivering in the restaurant sector, but also the retail sector. So I was mostly focused on retail sector, B2B, business to business relations, and that's why I ended up here in EM Lyon doing this Master International Marketing and Business Development.
Really interesting. And you, Kirill, can you tell us a few words about you?
Yes, so I come from Russia, St. Petersburg, where I started my bachelor degree, and then I moved to France. At the beginning it was for exchange in Nice, and then I really fell in love with the city, and I found my first internship in the luxury industry. Let's say it was also in the south of France. So I stayed here at first for the internship, and then I said, why not finishing my bachelor in France? So I finished my bachelor in Nice. I moved to Paris for another internship at Balmain, where I was assisting the retail director of Europe. And I decided to do my master's here in France, but to change the city, to go from Paris and to move to Lyon. And I chose EM Lyon Business School and this master.
It's interesting because you have a background in luxury. Why did you choose international marketing and business development and not something more luxury oriented?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because actually I was hesitating between this program and the program in Paris. But after speaking with my directors, mentors, coaches, like even at Balmain and Gucci, where I worked before, everybody told me that it's better to choose this program because it gives a much broader scope on understand how business works, and it gives me a flexibility to choose what I want to do afterwards.
And you were just talking about Lyon, the city where you can learn this MSc. We are going to watch a little video to know more about business school, and we will be back just after that.
Today, taking action is about committing and understanding that the planet will be much better off when we take care of it. It is about trusting and holding out a hand to each and every one of us, because together we are stronger. Today, taking action is about giving it all you've got to make the great leap into the workforce. It is about having the courage to climb higher and see further. Today, taking action is about experimenting, innovating, daring. It is a state of mind that we cultivate together. Learning how to make a difference, here and now.
Marie-Christine, how long does this program last?
This program lasts 1 year and a half. So during 1 year, they are going to have tuition, but also operational experience, but mostly tuition in Lyon. In Lyon campus in Écully, and then they're going to have 3 months nearly in Vietnam, where they're going to have also tuition and also operational works, because it's really dual academic work and also operational work.
And is there like an internship at the end to conclude the program?
Yes, of course. Yes, they have a 6-month internship, and at the end of it, they have to submit their thesis to be graduated. And so these students are going to be graduated in February 2024.
Okay. So Marianna, do you already know where you're going to make your internship?
Still searching. Where I want to. I'm searching for the industry. I'm searching for the right company. I just really want to help a company grow and get as much experience as I can. So still, I'm not. Actually, what EM Lyon gives us is the opportunity of exploring many industries and have the capabilities to support all the industries that we are gonna search and work for. So I'm still in the search.
And you, Kirill, do you know where you're going to work?
So, not yet, but I have some ideas. As Marianna said, that EM Lyon gives a lot of opportunities to discover new industries, and I'd also say new regions, because, for example, we left for a week to Stockholm in Sweden, and then we're going to leave to Vietnam for 2.5 months. And after Vietnam, I'd like probably to stay in Asia, maybe to do my final internship there, in some other countries like Hong Kong or Singapore, which are very developing and huge markets for the luxury industry as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the pedagogy and the program. First of all, you were talking about practical and theoretical courses. How does it work? How is it divided?
It's integrated. So it means that they are having some entrepreneurship program. We teach them how to create a company. They are having, I'm talking about experiential now, so they are also having trips to Sweden. It's an international seminar. There they have met like 17 companies and managers in these companies. So I know they open up their mind, because they didn't have any clue about Scandinavia for most of them. Some of them haven't seen any snow before. and they were fighting against the cold weather, and they had a wonderful experience with the people over there, because it's a kind of there was a lot of intercultural matters going on over there, because they met students also in entrepreneurship schools, and they have they had great experience. And in that case, so in that seminar, they opened up their mind on operational matters, of course. They did it for entrepreneurship also, and during this period in Vietnam, they are going to experience also in-company project. So together with the tuitions, they are going to work for companies over there and solving some problematics related to international marketing and business development.
That's interesting, because they are improving their skills, both hard and soft, thanks to classes, but also thanks to the network that they can have, the different meetings they can have with people. It's important for you to make them meet the right people for their career and for their knowledge.
Yes, and as for the research, they went to Sweden because the research on internationalization was born in Sweden in the 90s, 70s, and also there is a need of networking. It's very important, and the research has shown also the importance of networking, and this is the case in everything that they do. We organize meetings and with companies, they can ask a lot of questions, and there are a lot of interactions between the students and the companies, because they are in the center of the tuitions. Experiential, I was meaning.
Maybe, Kirill, you can describe a little bit the different classes that you had during the past month, because I think that, and I know that you have more than 700 hours of classes. That's a lot. So what did you do during the last month?
Yeah, actually, it's twice as more, as far as I know, than in other masters have. So we had everything starting from marketing and entrepreneurship at the beginning of the year, and then we went to sales and business development, to emerging markets and to developed markets. So we have really the whole spectrum of how business works and how to develop this.
And how is the practical point of view included in your classes? Do you have a lot of maybe study cases? Do you have a lot of little games, serious games to do? How does it work?
Yeah, so we have a lot of practical experience. I'd say it's even more than theory. Every time we worked in group projects, so we work together. It also helps us to develop managerial skills, speaking skills, presenting skills. And as I said, for example, at the beginning of the year, we did a real entrepreneurship project. So we had to develop a real startup, a business plan, and then we had a presentation before in front of the real investors. So this is just one of the examples that I can give, but there are many of them.
Marianna, from all the different projects of the different classes that you had, what was your favorite one and why?
Perfect. So I love the practical part. So I love case studies. I love and my favorite class is the one that we have in this semester is strategic access to market. It's exactly what you said in the start, that we have to sometimes business development means that you have to help a company grow from one country to another, or enter another country, or establish itself. So in this project, what we have is a company that wants to expand, and actually the professor just put us in a room with our group and said, solve it. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just giving you this case study. You have to solve it. So we are learning by experience. We are cracking our heads. It's super crazy. It makes me mad, but it also makes me really productive and really want to solve this. And I'm learning much more.
Marie-Christine, from what I remember from my own studies, there is a subject about doing business in the world. Like, you don't do business in France as you would do in Russia, as you would do in China. Is it something like a little bit sociological? Is it something that you teach at your students?
Yes, of course we do. We cover every subject because it's very important. And so we cover all subjects.
To know how it works and how business works. The next question, very important, is the admission steps. What background do you require to apply? What kind of students do you want to have?
Okay, we recruit. I'm recruiting. We are recruiting students from Bachelor 3, Bachelor 4, but not only. We are recruiting also engineers. We are recruiting pharmacists. We are recruiting jurists, legal people. I recruit personalities.
And what kind of personalities are you looking for?
If I may say, I've been doing this for 37 years. Worldwide. I'm a professional at the I'm a professional, so I've been experiencing this business development worldwide, and most of the time you encounter situations where you have to be to have a lot of energy, a lot of you have to make strategies in front of people. You have to adapt yourself to different cultures. You have to you are acting as a head of the company on the other part of the world, and so you have to be to know what you're doing, and that's the reason why in this program they have nearly everything they need. They have everything they need to be ready to cope with all these various situations in any countries.
Strong capacity, strong personality. It means that it's not because I imagine there is kind of interviews and stuff like that to get integrated. You don't have to have a scholar perspective. Like it's not something scholar. It's something when you have to show that you want to do it.
Yeah, of course, we have a look at the academic background because we want some people ready to do the job. But we are looking for personalities. It's really very important. A business developer is a personality.
For instance, how was Kirill, your application process? How did it go? What do you remember of it?
So what I do remember is that I applied actually quite late. It was in the summer, so I was really stressed if there were any places left in the program because I wanted to integrate this. But the process was quite easy. I sent my application, and then Yomleon took care of everything. So I was calling regularly the school admission. They were answering all my questions that I have, and then I was in contact with the program coordinator, which also done a very great job with it. So I felt really comfortable, at ease, no stress. It was great.
Marianna, what would be your advice to have a successful admission?
Don't wait until last minute as Kirill. First of all, yes, we passed some tests, personality tests. That's what I loved. It was more personality tests. So when you're doing your personality test, just think as you are thinking, like you're thinking as a person. They want to see you. Don't try to put answers that you think that they might like. Put the answers that you like, because that will make a difference.
Be yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's important because sometimes, when you're applying for an international marketing and business development program, you might want to say, yes, I love to travel. I like the international world. I want to develop stuff and to have companies in an international perspective. Like you don't want to hear like stuff too common.
But if you say these things and you don't mean them, then you have to go to Vietnam and you have to go to Sweden and you have to go to so many projects. Yes. You will not keep up.
No.
That's why you should be yourself, because you don't know what comes next in this program.
Yes.
Let's talk about the student life. What happened once admitted? How would you describe, Kirill, the life at EM Lyon Business School in this program? How is it? We were talking about more than 700 hours. It's a lot. Is it like an intense program? Do you have time to discover Lyon and to?
Yeah, the time. Yes. We have some time actually to go out with friends that I made, for example, inside the program. And also, what is good is that the program is very international. So we have people from all over the world, and we are actually very mixed. So people from Greece, China, India, from everywhere. And we go out together and we get to know each other. And also about my personal student life, for example, in Lyon, I like that Lyon is very well placed. So it's just in the middle of France. You can go to Marseille for the weekend. You can go to Switzerland. You can go to Paris. It takes just 2 hours. So everything is quite close to spend your time.
It's important, I imagine, Marie-Christine, to create a spirit of group when you have to travel with the other students. You have to. There is a spirit in the MSc.
Oh yes, you can see our students; they are all smiling, and they are just great people. And we have fun, because having fun is really very important, because it's a hard life to be an international business developer, because you have to cope with many tough situation and to adapt yourself. And so it's very important to be a group, and we understand each other, and we live very well with each other, and we have experienced very nice yes, we had a great experience together already, and I already miss them. And our program coordinator Mihaela also will be missing them.
Yeah, I think with all these travels, we really got to know each other. Went together to Sweden. We passed like 1 week in the same hotel.
Yes. And we see them. We see each other a lot, and it's very important to have their feedback so that we can adapt every step for them. So
it's interesting, because it's maybe preparing them to their future career, where they will have, I hope for them, to travel a lot, to travel with colleagues. So it's also knowing how to get personal without maybe getting too personal, because you can be in another city, in another country with your program director, but it stays your program director. It's some soft skills that you're teaching them by doing.
Yes, yes, and they also, yes, of course, I agree with you. It's exactly what happened, and that's life. I mean, that's being respectful with the people you are working with, and try to understand who you meet, how you have to behave.
The boundaries.
Yes, the boundaries, they're very important, and enjoy the time you're spending with the other ones, and that's what they did. As I said, most of them hadn't seen snow, hadn't experienced such a rough weather, and they had their smile all day long. And they enjoyed a lot. So in a harsh time, you may enjoy a lot also.
Let's talk now about the professional world and the professional opportunity. Boss, during the MSc and after, you were talking about the different internships you might be doing in the few weeks, in a few months. In what kind of fields can they work, Marie-Christine? Where can we have the opportunity to have an internship in the MSc?
They may work everywhere. I'm very pleased to be in this program because when I studied 40 years ago, the professionals, the companies, they were missing talents, they were missing business developers 40 years ago, and today it's still the case. We are French companies and European international companies are missing business developers. And so that's why I enjoy this MSc, and they are finding internships, they are finding jobs, they are being offered jobs because there are a lot of possibilities after that, because business development is important for companies. It's their performance.
And in all the sectors, I mean,
Yes,
they're
any
prepared
sectors.
to work anywhere.
Yes, and also services, production, industry. France is promoting his industry now. You may see a film that has been shown yesterday concerning the industry, and we want to push our industry very much. So they are very well equipped to work in these industrial sectors, but also services and everywhere, anywhere.
What will be the next steps for you, Marianna? You were talking about your internship. After that, do you already know, or is it not that clear now?
No, it's not that clear now. I think that what we have to do as students here, since we have a lot of opportunities, is try to explore what is out there, like contact companies, have interviews, grow in the whole process, and then yes, of course, finally we will conclude in an internship. But we have like we are going to Vietnam now, so it's for July, I think. Yes, first of July we can start our internship. So we have a lot of time to explore and see what.
And you, Kirill, do you already know what will be the next steps for you? Maybe in the luxury field.
Yeah, so it's exactly the same as Marianna. I have some ideas what I'm going to do in the future, but I don't know where, because I want to start not in France, but as I said, abroad, and maybe then one day come back to France, to Paris. So yes, we'll see.
And you have time to decide and to
time.
find what you want to do after graduating. Marie-Christine Colliere, what would be your last advice for the people watching us and wanting to join this program? What would you advise them to do?
Come and join us. We are waiting for you, and we'll be happy to have you with us, because we are actors of this evolving world, and the world is international right now, and even more than before, and it's digitalized, and we need talent.
And you have plenty of opportunities to offer to your students. Thanks a lot, Marie-Christine, Marianna, and Kirill, for having been with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
for having us.
And thanks to you for having watched us. If you still have questions about the MSc International Marketing and Business Development, you can visit the website of Lyon Business School to know more and maybe to begin your admission process. Thanks a lot for having watched us, and see you soon on Campus France Live.